Here in this video we will estimate the size of Meleys and how powerful she is, and also compare her with the other dragons seen in the series, as well as talk about her importance in the grand strategy of the Dance of the Dragons. So let's get to it, guys. Firstly, let's begin with Meleys' backstory. Often known as the Red Queen, she was a she-dragon ridden by Princesses Alyssa Targaryen and Rhaenys Targaryen. Meleys probably hatched between 50 to 60 AC, which are the years after Aegon's conquest. She had been living in the dragon pit in King's Landing, having never been ridden before. Then Princess Alyssa Targaryen claimed her on the year 75 AC, and 2 years later, she put her 9-day-old son, Viserys, to her chest and flew him on Meleys. She did the same thing with her second son Daemon in 81 AC, within a fortnight after his birth. And when she died in 84 AC, Meleys was left without a rider until 3 years later, when the queen that never was, Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, claimed the dragon in the year 87 AC and became the last one to bond with the beast. Now for her description, the Red Queen is a magnificent beast. She was first seen flying alongside Sea Smoke in the 5th episode. Meleys does appear to have been one of the oldest and largest dragons after Vhagar herself, and was probably one of the second generation dragons hatched to the originals. Meleys has a similar body shape to Sea Smoke, but was red in color, has a shorter tail, and sports a crown of large horns on her head. Meleys had scarlet scales and pink membranes on her wings, for which she received her nickname the Red Queen. Her crest, horns and claws were bright as copper, and we could say that she was one of the spikiest dragons in the series. So let's get to the estimation of Meleys' size. This is the crux of the topic at hand, and we will do our very best by using a similar method as we did earlier in estimating the size of Drogon, Vhagar and Smaug. So let's take the scene of Meleys up close, face to face with Aegon and Alicent. The cast members were 1.66 meters or 5 feet 5 inches and 1.78 meters or 5 feet 10 inches respectively. So putting the same scale in the same aspect but sideways on Meleys' head, we get a measurement of around 10.5 to 11 feet long. That's just a head. That's a big head. It might not seem that big, but that's because it's horizontal as compared to the height of these two characters, which are vertical. So now that we have the head measurement, we can now extrapolate it by using the scale and adjusting it while putting the head size in mind. So as we can see, the head would be around 10.5 feet or 11 feet long, and therefore the entire body measures around 160 feet long, or even more since the tail wasn't straight but waving around. But just for argument's sake, we will finalize the size of Meleys at 165 feet, which when converted to the metric system is 50 meters long. Her wingspan would be even more, maybe around 1.7 times the length, putting her wingspan at around 280 feet or 85 meters from tip to tip. So now we come to the bigger question: how big is she compared to Drogon, Vhagar, Caraxes and the others? Well, if you haven't seen the video of us estimating Vhagar, Drogon and Smaug, then I suggest you check it out. It's in our channel. So Drogon is around 130 feet long or close to 40 meters, which means that Meleys at 50 meters is 25% longer, and also since her tail is shorter with respect to her body length, therefore she is more massive than Dany's dragon by quite a bit. As for Vhagar, the biggest dragon in the series, she is 240 feet long or 80 feet longer than Meleys, which is still a big number, but the Red Queen has speed and ferocity on her side against the very old Vhagar. Now let's talk a bit about how Meleys is a powerful and very important asset in the war to come, and why her siding with the Blacks extended the war as well as prevented domination by the Greens. Well, the Red Queen was considered one of Westeros' fastest dragons by 75 AC, easily beating Caraxes and Vhagar in speed, but she had grown indolent and lazy by 129 AC, around 50 years later, yet she was still terrifyingly fast when awakened. Being of old age as well as big of size, she was wise and experienced in combat. So that is why Queen Alicent tried to negotiate with Princess Rhaenys to join her side, since she knew that if the she-dragon Meleys was to be on the side of the Blacks, there would be quite a bit of an advantage for Princess Rhaenyra to get the Iron Throne. The Blacks already have Caraxes, Syrax, Sea Smoke, Moon Dancer, Arax, Vermax, and probably Vermithor and Silverwing at that point of time, while the Greens only have 3, with Vhagar being the only one of strategic significance. And while Sunfire is of fighting size, he is still small, smaller than Syrax or even Caraxes and Sea Smoke. The dragon Dreamfire, while a formidable beast, lacks a competent rider since Helaena is often lost in her own world. And that is why Princess Rhaenys was locked in her chambers, fearing that if she joined the Blacks, all hell would be let loose. So now, will Meleys see battle in the dance? And if so, with what dragon or dragons? As of Season 1, we will not be seeing her in action anymore, aside from the breakout from the Dragon Pit from this previous episode. If the series follows the book religiously, with a few minor creative independence, which is quite often seen in any series, so the next season will have Meleys facing off against Vhagar herself and also against Sunfire. With the results of the battle up to you to find out, we won't be spoiling that much. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe. But most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.